Hey everyone, it's Jenny Garcia, and this is a Project Life spread using the Well Hello DIY kit that I made. And you can see all the kits I've made in a playlist that I will link in the cards. So the first thing I wanted to do was use my Project Life cards. I have so many that I really want to make a dent in my pile. And also the paper pad can be a little busy with all the colors and the patterns, so since I have so many pictures and they are all so different and colorful, I decided to that it would be easier to use the Project Life kits. And I decided quite fast in my cards. I will end up changing the 4x6 on the top with the clock, but the rest pretty much stay the same. And this is a spread from last year's summer, so that's why I still have a lot of photos. And I also have a little insert that is 6x8, and I love using those 6x8 by Simple Stories. They are great. They fit the holes line up with the 12x12, so that's pretty awesome. These alphas are also from Simple Stories. They're a little bit old. I do wish they were stickier. Sometimes they can peel off if you're not careful, even though I really try to push them down. And here I am going to royally mess up, but I am going to fix it, and this is what I like, leaving my mistakes. I'm pretty sure I can't be the only one who, screws up. I do screw up a lot and I do share it in my channel because, we all have off days when we're not scrapping to our best, I would say. Or that, there are simple mistakes like instead of putting the last day of the week, I restamp the first day of the week at the bottom. Because at first I wasn't sure if I should use a label or not. So that decision was kind of made for me. I had to cover it up. So I use these labels. They are both from Freckle Fawn. Now I'm looking for a little something to put in the middle to kind of divide those dates. And I'm going to use these super tiny stars from Studio Calico. They are super old. And for the adhesive, I'm going to use the Tombow Mini Glue Tape. Super tiny, but it's really strong. Also pretty awesome for planners. This is so tiny you can keep it in your purse. These are the washi tapes that I picked for this kit. I also have a few others that didn't fit in my Rhino, but I made it work. What I've been hunting for, and this is the title card, is super simple. What I've been hunting for, well, in my head, I haven't gone to Tuesday morning, but in my head, I'm hunting for the washi tape holder from Weird Memory Keepers, the one that I think you can put up to 25. I really would like one of those to have on my table. If you have one of those, if you like it or not, please let me know why should I buy it in case I don't find it in Tuesday morning and I have to buy it at full price. I would like to get my money's worth. I am an overthinker when it comes to buying things. And when I buy compulsively, I feel super guilty and weird about it. So that's why I think about it so much. I think about it so much sometimes that by the time I decided that I do want it, I can't find it. So that's a con. But on the plus, I do save some money. And these little hearts are from a faux leather kind of material. I bought the material, I think, on eBay. You can also get it on Etsy. And I use my Lawn Fawn little heart dies, which I use for everything. I actually have 2 sets of those, so I can use it at the same time and cut up a bunch of hearts. And here I'm just layering some labels before I put stickers on it. I really love these little stars. I wish I could find more of these, but I do have a star die. I don't get up to this super itty bitty, but I do get pretty small stars, so maybe I can start cutting up stars too if I get sick of the hearts. Although I do really like them, and you know, they work, use them quite often. If it's not broken, then why fix it? But you never know, it would be a good option. Those flags are from Pretty Little Studio, and I love those. They're pretty inexpensive, like less than $1, and sometimes you can find either coupons or find a few of them on clearance, so that's an extra bonus. And I have a lot of Pretty Little Studio items because I love their collections, and I'm also on their design team, but sometimes I use a lot of their collections and I still have leftovers. So what I've been doing is that all collections, like those flags, I think they are from a summer collection from maybe 2 years ago. It could be. I think it's Summer Vibes by Heather Adams. This card is super simple because I just needed to put this photo. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. Yeah, so those really old collections, I've been breaking them. Whatever little is left, I break them down and use them for my DIY kits, or I put them in my embellishment drawers that are divided by color. Just a little layering in this photo. I was doing laundry that day, my girls were at home, and it looks like a hot mess, so coffee helps. We went to the library for an activity called Kindness Rocks, and it was just painting rocks with positive messages to leave around for other people to find. And I did find one after that, like a few months later, and I just took a photo because I didn't need the message at that moment, and then left it back where I found it. So this is one of the things that I'm planning to do for this summer at my house. It's really easy. Just get outdoors paint and outdoors Mod Podge, and maybe permanent markers would be cool too. You can write whatever little message you want. Since my youngest was even smaller at that time, what I did was I let her paint all a few of the rocks, and then I did some lettering on them. And here I was really trying to use a brad, because when I asked about what kind of embellishments you would like to see in the DIY kits, someone mentioned brads. And this is one way to do it. You can cut off the little prongs and use a Tombow Extreme tab and put it on top, but it didn't work with my photo, so I just opted for the star, and that little brad is gonna have to wait for next time. But the good thing about that foam tab is that I was able to put it in a piece of the paper that I came, and I can put it in my little embellishments box and use it later. So that's where I wrote Kindness Rocks. And we went to see The Incredibles, which is an awesome movie. Like, we still like to watch it a lot. And I stamp way off site, and I was planning to use it like that, but it bothered me because perfection is a weird thing. Sometimes it's just fine, but sometimes you need it right in the middle. I didn't need to put too many things. It's a really busy photo. I just wanted to put the 5 stars. It was a really good movie. I love Jack, and I can relate to Robert when he takes care of the kid. Sorry, I keep saying kids so much that that's just what it comes down. And this photo I completely ruined. I don't like it at all, but I didn't want to redo it, so that's how it's gonna stay. On the side, I used a stamp that says, I think it says, the best thing about me is you, and I was trying to see if it stamped well, if I used it before. And I need to either re-ink my Brilliant stamp or buy a new one, because you can still see it. You can't see it that well in camera, but in the photo light you can really see it. And now I'm gonna just screw it up with a border. Thought it was way too simple. I'm using an eraser because the stamp is new, so I wanted to prep it a little bit. And I use a little pad so it stamps better. And I want to go back into the past and stop myself from doing this, but I can't. And if I could go to the past, I wouldn't really just go back to do this. It's just, it's terrible. I hate it. But honestly, now that I look at it, I might reprint the photo and just don't touch it at all. This is just a simple filler card. I'm just gonna use the citrus twist stamp and waffle flower ink pad to write summer loading. I was gonna try the white first, but I couldn't see it, so I decided to go with, I think it's called Fish in Pond. I'm not completely sure, but I'm gonna have it linked below, and their inks are really, really good. And my daughter was wearing glasses similar to these, so I thought it would be cute to put this card next to hers. So what the photo before that taught us is the less is more, which was a good lesson for the rest of the layout because it helped me reel back a little bit. I can be a little bit too much. I do love over embellishing, but yeah, sometimes you just need a tiny little bit. And here I'm using my Tombow monojoint pen. This is a 01, and I love it because it can write like super tiny and thin, and I do prefer writing my journaling and grid pattern, but that one was good too. This data stamp is from Ellie's Studio, and I'm gonna use this blue ink pad. It's from A Beautiful Mess, but it's the same formula as the color story from Studio Calico, which is what I'm gonna use for the pink. And I think the pink is called Lemonade. And I love this stamp set. It's a lot easier to store than the giant roller stamp. It's cheaper, so if you want an alternative to that roller stamp, this is a perfect one. It also has a few extras, like that little box that I use. It also has a little phrases like on this day and documented. And then I almost put something in it. Now I can't remember if I did. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put a little tiny something. It didn't need a little tiny something, but I'm gonna add it because sometimes I can't stop myself. And I like to use my stapler on those little leather hearts because it makes it like even more textured. And I ended up adding a new washi tape to the collection. Most of my pink washi tape is either on another DIY Project Life kit or with my Pretty Little Studio kit, so I didn't have a big assortment from pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors, so it's one of the first colors that I reach when I add to a kit. And this I am gonna keep super simple because there's really nothing that I can put there. It just says something about a mess. This is a mess or something like that. What a mess. And this is a little die cut from Citrus Twist. And I get in some of the groups a lot of questions about which kit should you pick. And I really recommend the Citrus Twist kits. I used to be on their design team for about 6 months, and I still have a bunch of their product, even though, as you can see, I use a lot of it. So I can't imagine how much product girls that are have a more minimalistic style should have, because I have a lot, and I'm the kind of person like use it all, because then if not, I'm gonna hoard it. Although you always find some cool things that you want to hoard, and I kind of wish I used a little bird. You can, it's a lot easier to use simple shapes like stars and the smiley face and the birds. But the star worked too, and I'm just gonna use my runner adhesive again. It's pretty strong, so it's gonna hold there. It's just easier. And this card is from the Happy Place collection from Dear Lizzie, and it's a full cord kit. It's really cute though. And I'm gonna go again with the Tombow Monojoin Pen 01. I also like to journal with the twin tones, but I had so many colors going on already that I thought that sticking to black was the best thing. I'm just gonna do a little bit of light stamping that you can barely see with a stamp that says Daily Adventure from Citrus Twist. Also, this is a cool thing about Citrus Twist. The stamp sets they use most of the times, I would say like 90%, and even more depending on who you are and your style. They're always something that you can use. It's not one of those things that, oh, this stamp set says nothing that it's important or relevant to everyday life. And if you're doing project life, you do want lots of everyday phrases instead of something very specific. And I almost used that school theme on a layout that it was mostly about school and sports ending and summer starting. So the second I opened it, I was like, this is a dumb idea, but I still had to look through it. And I'm gonna use labels to layer, and I love these coffee cups. They're from Freckle Fawn, and I tried, and those are really sticky. I tried to lift the sticker a little bit to add the washi, and it wasn't like moving, not even a little bit. So I just put it on top, and then I added a little star. And I was just typing about some summer activities we did. And here I didn't need to journal anything else. I journal about everything that I was gonna journal about already, so I decided to make this a filler card, but I had a hard time. I had no idea what to do with it. That wood veneer was way too busy for the background, and I tried to look for other backgrounds and papers to use, but honestly, and then I put it directly on the spread to see if I look at something else differently, it would have helped, but no. And I am hoping, I've been saying this for weeks, but I'm really hoping that I soon put all my 2019 photos in my album already, because they're just like staring at me. But I am a lot further in 2018 than I thought, so that's a good thing. And for my first album, I think I just need to finish like 4 spreads. And I ended up with just adding one little phrase to that very busy, it doesn't look that busy because it's pink on pink, but it has a lot of patterns and it's really cute. I didn't want to cover it, so I just added a little phrase. I think it said "not today." So this is the whole spread with glare and all. I'm sorry about the glare. You know how it is to deal with page protectors, but I do have photos of the spreads coming up, so watch out for those. I had a little journal to that photo. My daughter drew a toilet, and she was so proud of herself. And I thought it was funny. And also, the other day, she was looking through my album, and she read that, and she thought she was hilarious. She's 6, so she still thinks very highly of herself. She hasn't read any magazines in the checkout lane or anything like that, so she still has self-esteem. So this is the little insert. My daughter had a little activity because they finished cheer, and they always have like a little party. Oh, it says not so much. And then just a copy of a text my daughter sent my husband. A text my daughter sent my husband. And the whole thing with the rocks. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more Project Life videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up so it's on your feed. Actually, you're not going to see it on your feed because you know how YouTube is. But, that helps. If you want to see when I upload a video, then hit the bell because YouTube is not going to send you emails. And I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more Project Life because I really need to finish this album. And I also have the Disney album, which I don't think I'm going to upload too many spreads about it because they don't do that well with views. So maybe you guys don't want to see those, but maybe once in a while. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.